everyone, Jay Bradley here. I'm here with the two leading experts, in my opinion, in the stock market. So I'm here with Ray Dalgleish and Nancy Tufel, who are the head trainers at the American College of Wealth. So Ray, Nancy, just to ask you guys a couple of questions for the people watching. How are you, the two leading experts in the world at the stock market? What's your background, Nancy?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I started out in Wall Street in 1982.
Yep.
I was recruited by Drexel Burnham Lambert. Most of you probably have never heard of Drexel Burnham. However, they were instrumental in bringing down Michael Milken at the time.
Junk bonds.
Junk bond king.
Yeah.
I started at Drexel Burnham at a very, very young age. I was 18 years old. And I started out on the ground floor. I started working for an institutional stock trader who taught me everything that I knew about trading on fundamentals.
Okay.
And that after that, when Drexel Burnham was taken over by Salomon Smith Barney, I decided that I wanted to go to become a broker. And I did. And it was a very, very successful career. I ended up being, at one point in time, the number 2 broker in the company out of 12,000.
Wow. Across
Yes.
America or the world?
No, across the world.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
thank you. And I got there by managing high net worth individuals, mostly in the New York area, and also celebrities. So it was a very interesting career in that I got incredible training, and I loved educating people on the market. Sure you can relate to that.
Yes.
And I just really enjoyed learning about the markets and doing what's best for my clients every single day.
So quick question. I mean, what you're saying, you manage money for celebrities and high net worth individuals. What type of money are we talking?
Well, initially it started out with just equities, with just stocks.
Yep.
Eventually I become a real lover of the municipal bond market in that I really enjoyed laddering portfolios for my clients. And from there it went to convertible bonds. So I actually did a little bit of everything. And at that time, back in the early 2000s when I was a broker, it was a very different world, okay? So it was much easier to get clients. It was much easier to perform in the stock market. Then what ended up happening is I saw that there was a shift from equity trading to managed money. And at that time, Smith Barney was not on board with that change. And then I decided that I wanted to do something different. And they actually tapped me on the shoulder and invited me to go into their very prestigious management training program, which I did. And it was a very intensive 6-month program. And I graduated, and I went on to manage the number 2 New York office of Smith Barney.
Wow.
Yes.
Big.
Yeah, it was very, very,
Really
it was very interesting. It was a lot of fun. And that is, in a nutshell, my history in the stock market.
So what type of money were you managing? What volume of money were you managing?
Well, at one point in time, I had several of the key executives at Microsoft, and I was managing $12 billion.
Wow. Big money. Big money. A lot of risk, a lot of stress managing that type of money.
Exactly. A lot of stress.
You're only 23, aren't you?
I'm only 19 right now, okay?
So you went on from there, you moved on to MetLife then, correct?
Correct. I decided that I wanted to try something different, and I became the director of operations for MetLife's investment division, which I did for 5 years.
Wow.
Before I decided that I wanted to retire and settle down in Princeton, New Jersey with my new husband.
Very nice, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
So Ray, you're obviously one of the world's leading experts. You've flown in from Sydney, Australia. Still have the tan? I like it.
Yes, that's a very good compliment. Maybe I am or not, but Jay, I got started, unfortunately, a little bit older than Nancy. I started on the trading floor of the Sydney Stock Exchange in 1979. Now, the market in Australia is a little bit different to here, and I was fortunate enough to go straight onto the trading floor as a phone clerk.
Sure.
We used to take the orders and take them to the operators. I was there for 6 months. They offered me an opportunity as an operator, one of the great jobs in the world. And a lot of people, as you said earlier, it could be stressful. I thought it was just, I used to hate weekends.
You love
I loved it that much. And I got an opportunity to be an operator. But as I went through, I thought, no, I need to learn more about this. And one of the advantages of being on the trading floor is you got information pretty quickly, didn't you?
Yes.
As it happened, you knew what was going on.
Instantaneous.
And you'd be straight back to your clients, institutional, private, saying, this is going on in the market.
Mm-hmm.
You'd always ring your big clients first, wouldn't you? You'd be straight in on the phone. And as that went through, the market went very quiet in the early 80s. So I went and spent 2 years setting up the first foreign exchange broker on the interbank market, a company called Charles Fulton.
Yep.
And when I went over there, I learned about foreign exchange, and I knew that was always going to be a big industry. To be able to trade foreign exchange, large amounts, small movements, and make a fortune. But as I then went back to the market and progressed my learning, I started trading in options, and I was lucky to win on my first trade.
Very nice.
And when I won, the options market at that point, even in America, was only a few years old, and we started 2 years after. So it was only about 4 or 5 years old in Australia. And after I did that, the market maker said to me, we both won on the deal. How could that be? Because I only traded, I bought and sold with him, and we both made money. And I thought about it for about a half an hour and came back and gave him my answer, and he said, I'll teach you how to be a market maker.
Really?
So I nailed it and won. And so I did. And I got the market, it's a lifetime qualification. I can always go back to being an options
And
market
to explain
maker.
to the people watching, what's a market maker?
Right, thank you. Even here in America, a market maker is when you decide to buy shares or options, the market maker makes a bid and an offer quote for you so you can buy or sell. He doesn't care which way you go. He's looking to make money. So if you want to, he must make you a bid and offer, and you can hit either side of the deal. So a market maker makes the prices for the equities or for the options. So that's a market
he's an
maker.
important guy.
Well, in options market making, that's the top of the tree. You don't go any higher.
You're the main guy.
You're the main guy. So when I got through that, at that time in Australia, the stock exchange in Sydney, we only had one options on the trading floor, and that was in Sydney. We had Melbourne and Brisbane and other areas. And they used to run a 1 hour at lunchtime, come and learn how to trade options. And when I looked at it, I went, but I know more than that. So in 1985, I developed the first options trading course for the public anywhere, outside the stock exchange. And we had 150 people turn up for it. I got a standing ovation, so I was quite happy about that. At that time, I then got approached by another broking firm and said, would you come and train we're setting up an options team, would you train? So I trained the 4 options market makers that took over and did that for that firm. And about that time also, I started teaching people along with options. I thought, well, if I'm going to do options, I may as well teach them how to trade shares, because some people just don't want to go into the options market. So I did that over a period of around 10 years. And then I retired from the market. I travelled and lived in London for 3 or 4 years and just played the market. Had to look at different opportunities, keep myself interested. I got married, had children. But always kept my hand in on trading and always looking at if someone wanted some training or learned something about the market. About that time, the end of the end of the 90s and early 2000s, I came across an organisation in Australia that had just started to teach people using technology, online technology. And I never forget, I went in there and I took one look at it and I knew exactly what it meant.
The world was changing.
No, but I knew what their technology meant.
Yeah.
It was their technology, and they didn't know how good it was. And I had to explain it to them because I knew, and as we were talking about earlier,
Yes.
their technology reflects or shows you when money is going in and out of stocks on the trading floor. And isn't that the only information you need?
Absolutely.
It's the only information you can get. When is big money going into a stock and when is it leaving it? So I knew straight away that this was the tool that I needed to teach people. So I can teach people about things, but how do you get them to
absolutely.
activate?
How do you get them to activate?
Activate.
So your take on this would be, when trading, I suppose, following the smart money is one of the best plays you can make, really, the big money.
Oh, absolutely. It's really difficult outside of this program to know when the smart money is coming into the market. So that's why this program is so fantastic and intriguing to me.
Yeah.
You see, when we're on the trading floor, in reality what happens is that when you know money is going into a stock, someone's buying lots of shares, the first person or people you're going to ring are the traders and institutions, because if they decide to come on board, you're going to make your commission for the month in one phone call.
Yep.
Then you'll progress to the net wealthy individuals. And the last that you're going to call, which might be 6 weeks, 8 weeks later, are the mum and dad investors who are going to put $5,000 in Joe Public.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you're going to make $5 off them. You're going to make a month's worth of commission or $5.
Make the
Who are
monthly
you going to
commission.
ring first?
The big
You're gonna ring
guys.
them. And this is why the mums and dads are always last in and last out. But now you have the opportunity with the information that we have and the tools that we have. You don't know immediately, but on the day that that money goes in or out of the stock, you're told. I don't know how you can get any better information than that.
Yeah, and also, you know, with this technology, you don't need a broker. You can do it on your own, which is which is just beautiful.
The way the world's coming. So I suppose the story of American College of Wealth, I mean, Ray's been doing this for such a long time. He found this technology many, many years ago. And of course, Nancy, when you seen this, you were like, America has to have it.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was absolutely blown away. It's incredible.
So Nancy wanted America to have it. Nancy's here now with Ray, and they're here to teach people, just like you watching this, how to change your life forever. You've got the two world's leading experts, and they've told you why they're the world's leading experts, because they've got more years in the stock market than nearly I'm alive. And not more years. I mean, anyone can get involved in the stock market and spend 10 or 20 years in it. It's when you play at the upper echelons, market makers, billions of dollars under management. It's those type of people that you want guiding you in and out. If you ask me a question, how do you become successful? I tell you my answer. It's by getting a coach. It's by, if I want to become successful, get me someone that's already been successful and tell him to teach me.
Right.
That's the only way, because otherwise I got to go through a minefield and figure out how to become successful, and chances are trial and error is going to cost me all my money and I might never get there.
Exactly. Or you could be trained by a brokerage firm, and which is
you could go work for a brokerage firm.
Work for a brokerage firm and get that training, which is not available to most of us. So
exactly. So that's why the American College of Wealth has brought this product, which is teaching people how to get wealthy through this education and this technology. So I want to thank you both for coming in here today and sitting down and explaining to the people watching this. I know we went on for a bit of a time. Is there anything you guys would like to add before we finish up?
I would just like to say welcome, and I really look forward to working with each and every one of you.
Yep, I echo those sentiments exactly. And one of the great things about being involved with us is you will learn, you will enjoy it, and you will get a lot of time and create money and time for yourselves and do what you want to do.
And that's really the reason why you guys would be doing this. Figure out a way to get more time doing what you want to do rather than being inside the four walls of your workplace, because that's not the smartest way to make money. All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.